and I'll turn on option B. Again, as mentioned, these second two options do make some significant changes to your current boundaries. And these are just really to get you to visualize what new districts could look like, what's possible within the population requirements and communities of interest submissions that we have received. So again, we're not expecting that, every single thing we show you tonight will be kept in the final map. These are starting points. So overall, to tell you a little bit more about option B, this keeps together 20 unique communities of interest that are currently split. So 20 new communities of interest are kept together in this map. It also does split 6 communities of interest, which are currently not split. And I'll go into detail about that. Those are mostly in the Hayward area where we made a split here. So just to go over each of these districts a little bit more thoroughly so you get a sense of what's going on here. I know it's kind of hard to look at this and tell what happened and what we did. So the first district is District 1B. So this is your East County district, and we received many submissions about the community of interest of keeping the Tri-Valley together. So that's Dublin, Livermore, and Pleasanton. And so in this map, we did do that. In order to do that, we also had to, excuse me, I'll let that load. We also had to gain some additional population to balance this out. Right now it's at minus 0.66%, so very close to the ideal population. And we did that by coming into Hayward and taking the east part of Hayward here. And so Hayward, this boundary here is 880, and then this is Route 92. And then we follow the Fairview boundary here for that district. So this is 1B, and it's one way to keep together the Tri-Valley community of interest. If that's a community of interest that we're interested in preserving, we wanted to show you a visualization for how you could do that. The next district is 2B down here, and this keeps together another community of interest, which we have heard about, which is Fremont and Union City. So keeping together these 3 cities with Newark, that actually just takes us to 3.49%. So again, close to the ideal population, and we just follow the city boundaries here. So District 2 is just these 3 cities together. Next, I'll move to the Green District, District 4. And here we tried our best to follow the community of interest submissions to keep together the urban unincorporated communities. And so in that, we have keeping together Castro Valley with Fairview, Ashland, Cherryland is here, and San Lorenzo. So all of these are in a district. To balance the population, we did add San Leandro and the rest of Hayward into the district. And then I'll show you up here in Oakland, we just took a little bit out here along 580 and then 13. This top boundary here is Joaquin Miller Park. And so that takes us District 4B to minus 2.57%. And it keeps together, again, these communities of interest here in the unincorporated communities. Next, we have District 3B, which is at 0.99%, so close to the ideal population by about 1%. And that's our yellow district. And this is most of Oakland and Alameda. So here for District 3, again, the bottom boundary here is San Leandro, and then we follow 580 out here. We follow 580 all the way here until we get to the lake area, and I'll zoom in here. There's a good number of communities of interest here. So we have the Adams Point neighborhood community of interest, so we're just following that here for the boundary of Oakland Avenue, and then here's West Grand. We join 980 here, and then MLK is this other boundary. We keep together the Glenview neighborhood is a boundary here along 3 and 5, which we previously mentioned. We also have the Lakeshore Home Association, which is in 5. We have a few submissions in the downtown area. So we have our downtown Oakland community of interest, which is purple here. And that's really how we came to these boundaries of West Grand and 980. We also have a submission for Chinatown. I'll turn off that one so you can see it a little bit more. And so our Chinatown community of interest is in 3. So really, we tried to follow the communities of interest here as much as possible. Finally, I did want to mention we kept together this community of interest, which was keeping Alameda with parts of West Oakland, as the submission calls it. And then we also have this submission here in blue. Let me move the map a little bit so you can see this one, which is partially kept together. And this was called the Fruitvale, High Street, and Diamond District neighborhoods. And so we did keep most of that in 3B. This up here is the Upper Diamond neighborhood, and that is in 5 currently. But we did want to show this community of interest and how it relates to option B. So I'll turn that off and just show you the final district in this option, which is 5B. And that's our purple district up here with Berkeley, Emeryville, Piedmont, and that's at minus 1.26%. Again, to review those boundaries, it's Joaquin Miller here. We've got Route 13, we have 580, and then here was our communities of interest we just detailed for those boundaries. So that is, I'll zoom out to just give you the one more overview of option B as a starting point. Again, some major changes here to try and keep together some of those larger communities of interest, which we heard about out here. And then, with these 2 cities and along Oakland as well, or between the boundaries of 3 and 4. So this is option B. It may be something you want to move forward with. It may be a non-starter, but we're here to offer just, different things to get the conversation starting.